Hi. So, in continuation of the practice questions, this is question number 2. Now for this question here, we're given a line 3x plus 2y equals 6, and then we're told to determine if the point 1, 2, or if the point with the coordinate 1, 2 is on a line. Now what this means is, that is giving the point 1, 2, it means when x equals 1, then it says y equals 2. So you're told to determine if the point is on the line. So it simply implies that we are told to verify that is it true that when x equals 1, y is 2. So we want to verify that. Then how then do we verify? We're going to verify that making this substitution into this, and then we'll see if we obtain the answer. So let's look at that. When x equals 1, so when x equals 1, we'll make the substitution here and find the corresponding value of y. So when x equals 1, the equation we are given is 3x. So 3x plus 2y equals 6. So when you make the substitution into this place here, you have 3 into, so our x is 1 now, so it becomes 1 plus 2y equals 6, and then this becomes 3 plus 2y equals 6. And then to remove 3 from this side, we deduct 3 from both sides. So that becomes, so this becomes let me write it in a very good way that we can see what's happening here. So this is something as 3 plus 2y equals 6. So to remove 3, we deduct 3 from both sides, so that becomes negative 3, and then this goes off. So what I have here is 2y equals, now 6 minus 3 is 3. Now to find y, we divide both sides by 2. So this goes off, and then we have y equals 3 all over 2. But then the hypothesis says that when x equals 1, y equals 2. But the y we obtained is 3 all over 2. So this is a false statement, or probably maybe we should say this is a false statement. So it says circle one of them. Is this true or is it false? So it's false. So we would say no. Now the next question here says we should write the equation 3x plus 2y equals 6 in slope-intercept form. Now you'd recall that the slope-intercept form of the equation of a line is given by y equals let's say mx plus y equals mx plus b. So where m is the slope and b is the intercept, or probably you could say b is the y-intercept. Anyhow you want to write it, b is the y-intercept. Yep. So b is the y-intercept. So we're told to write the equation we're actually given is 3x plus 2y equals 6. So when we write this equation here in the slope-intercept form, which is this form here, so we need to rewrite it in this format. In other words, we want y to stay alone, so we'll write it such a way that the left hand side is going to contain only y, that is the coefficient of y is going to be 1. So I want to make y the subject of this equation here, and then to do that, so I'm going to write this as, this is 3x plus 2y equals 6. So I want to remove 3x from this side, so I deduct both sides. I deduct 3x from both sides, so this goes off. So what I have is 2y equals 6 minus 3x. To make y the subject of the equation, I'll divide both sides by 2, divided by 2. So this goes off. So what you have is going to be y equals, now 6 divided by 2 is 3 minus 3x all over 2. So another way of writing this is just like saying y equals negative 3 over 2x plus 3. I just placed what we have at the back here, I kept in the front, and what we have in the front I kept at the back. You see the same thing. So I've been able to write it in the slope intercept form, which is the first question has been answered. Now the next question says find the slope and the y-intercept. Now what we have here is y equals you have negative 3 over 2, and then you have x, then plus what we have at the extreme there is 3. Now when we compare what we have here to the general form of the equation of a line, this is the same thing as y equals, so we said this is m, and then we have our x plus your b. This is our b here. Now when you compare the two of them together, you observe that this is our m, while this is our b. In other words, the slope of the line, the slope which is given by m, equals negative 3 over 2, and then the y-intercept which is given by b, equals 3, and then that completes the second part of the question. So let's go ahead to the next question here. So this is going to come in handy here, so let me just write that here. So the equation we obtain here is y equals 3 over 2x, or negative 3 over 2x plus 3. So this is the equation of a line. Now we are told to graph this line and labeling any intercept. Now there's something you need to note. Anytime you want to graph the equation of a line, the only thing you need to graph the equation of a line is just the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Now these two things are the only major things, or let me just say they are enough for you to graph the line, or to graph a line. So let's see how we can do this. So I'm going to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept to graph this line. So the x-intercept, so you recall that to find the x-intercept, we set y to 0, or it's just the corresponding value of x when y is 0. So we set y to be 0. So when you do that, so what we have is, so you know our equation here is y equals negative 3. So wherever we have y, we replace it with 0 equals negative 3 over 2x plus 3. So we want to make x the subject of the formula. So we deduct 3 from both sides. So you have negative 3 equals negative 3 over 2x, and when you make x the subject of this equation here, you obtain x equals 2. So this implies that when x is 2, our y is 0. So this is our x-intercept. Now the next information we need is the y-intercept. So the y-intercept. So the y-intercept also is just the corresponding value of y when x equals 0. So we're going to we'll set x to be 0 here. So to set x to be 0 in the original equation here, so what we obtain is y equals negative 3 over 2x. So my x is being replaced by 0 plus 3. So this becomes y equals, so this time 0 is 0 plus 3 is 3. So this implies, it says when x is 0, y is 3. So this is our y-intercept. That's our y-intercept. So let's do this on the graph. So what we have on the graph here is, this is my y-axis, and then this is my x-axis. So it says, so let me just calibrate this. This is 1, 2, 3. Let's say this is negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. This is 1, 2, 3. And let's say this is negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. This is an approximate, it's not accurate anyway. So it says when x is 2, y is 0. So the x-intercept, So this is 0.20 here, so which I'm going to denote by this, and this is when x is 0, y is 3. When x is 0, y is 3. So this is the point here, 0.003, and then we graph the line. So just join the points here. So this is not accurate, but bear with me. Yeah, something like this, something like this. It should be a straight line anyway. So but this is just, I just do hope you get the idea. So you just join this point to this point, and then you have your equation of a line, which is y equals -3/2x plus 3, and then that completes the problem. Thank you.